quiet mind rules reality. What does that mean? Well, first thing, I'm assuming you already watched enough quantum physics videos explaining how this world that we think is real is actually not as real as we think. Probably you have seen a lot of videos about life being a simulation, an illusion, how all spiritual traditions tell you so. So hopefully that point is clear, at least for you to give it a try to actually implement this. But how does that actually change your life? How does it change your experience? How does it benefit you besides being an interesting, entertaining thing to talk or to think about? Oh, how interesting. This screen you're watching right now is actually just colors going on. There's just a guy talking if you think about it. If you don't think about it, it's like a baby will see it, just like a screen with colors. So, okay, that's an interesting thought, but how all this understanding that life is an illusion, is like a dream, it's a simulation, how that's going to help you? Well, first thing, stay in touch with the sense that you're alive right here, right now. Just do that for a few seconds. Close your eyes even, and just notice how it's an effortless presence of being alive. You didn't ask for it. You can stop it. You're just alive. And when you tap into that, just notice this effortless being as something that is happening without you even your consent. You're just here. You're just alive. The more you rely into that, the more silent your mind becomes, right? And the more you dwell in this sense of innocence and newness, like about a toddler, a little kid, how it's just going around, everything is fascinating, everything is new. That would be you if you wouldn't have all these memories and all this conditioning thinking, having a lot of memories about everything and a lot of ideas. Oh yeah, I saw a lamp again. Oh yeah, I saw another YouTube video again. We're not surprised anymore. We're not fascinated anymore. So can you see how if you will be able to continuously sustain yourself in this state of being in awe with everything you see, being amazed like a little kid with everything you see, can you see how you will feel abundant? How you will feel like, yes, excited. You don't need anything. Wherever you go, everything is, wow, fascinating. That in the life of an adult, if you do that long enough, you start becoming a giver instead of a beggar. You start becoming a king of a queen or a queen. Like just feel yourself, you find yourself so overflow with enjoying yourself that, yeah, you give your time, you try to do interesting things. You are just going around giving instead of going around like a vampire, trying to get better conditions for your life. More money, more security, more all these things. That's the beggar in you. But that's a mental process. If you keep your mind still, the whole universe will surrender. This is a quote from Lao Tzu. To a still mind, the whole universe surrenders. What does that mean? It means that you don't need to be like repeating new beliefs or imagining a future and manifesting anything. That you don't have to keep trying, keep your motivation high. That you don't need to do anything. You don't need to become anything. What it means is that if you would, just for a moment, and all the great moments in your life has been like this, if you would be just for a moment completely still, your mind will be simply aware and transparent. You will just start recovering more of this force of aliveness. And as you probably know at this point, the external world is a reflection of your mind. So when you start feeling this overwhelming sense of enjoyment, what do you think the universe is going to bring you back? What do you think this mirror we call matter, what do you think is going to bring back to you? It's going to bring the proof that that's the case. But you need to indulge yourself enough in this inner balance so the whole universe can follow. How you do that? Well, this is the part when I say meditate. How do you meditate? Well, of course, not in any way. There's many people talking about meditation. And certainly if you have guided meditations, that's all great in the beginning where you're trying to have a habit about it and get to know about it. But if you're serious about this, and you get this far in this video, you probably are. You actually can train yourself to still your mind completely, fully. Can you imagine the peace coming out of that? Can you imagine the superpower of every morning? Stay there every night. In every moment during the day that you will need it, or you think that you will feel like you want just to rejoice in the sense of aliveness, of awareness, fullness, of openness. And it will be accessible to you. That's what meditation is. It's a systematic surrender. By any means, try to surrender fully. And for some people, it works a little bit sometimes. But what we're discussing in here is the sustainability of doing that all the time and living your life fully from there. How you do that? Well, you have to practice like anything. And it's actually untraining your mind. No, it's not that you're adding anything to your mind. And you untrain your mind by removing layer by layer until it becomes still. This is the part where I always recommend. Get a book like this one, The Mind Illuminated, or The Attention Revolution. That's another great book on this. And you're going to find 10 stages on how to achieve that. And that's it. End of the story. And my job in here is just to make sure that happens. This book, unfortunately, the author from this book is not with us anymore, in the sense that you may not find resources to understand and how to practice, how to stop your mind. If that's the case, you're going to find a link below where you can follow and interact with a free community, with free content. I actually did a course with explaining all these 10 stages. I want to make sure that you do have this knowledge. I want everyone to have this knowledge. Unfortunately, it's not just an interesting YouTube video. You do have to practice. You do actually have to integrate this. So I hopefully, with the link, you can get into an environment more like that. But just get the book. Just do it every morning. And let me know how it goes. Because I'm not just saying this to make an interesting video. I would like this to be the video that make you realize that this is how it's done. This is how you live from your enlightenment. This is how you polish every part of your experience that is not working. You want a still mind, a mind that is at your service. You think when you need to think. You don't think when you need to think. It stays there. And you can do that. So practice every day. The rest of the day, you're overstimulated. You're running all this software. But give yourself the gift for a moment to actually take a break and enjoy the presence of the abundance, the aliveness, the loving presence that you already are.